Alright guys, welcome back. We have a new banlist here. I wanted to make a banlist prediction video today, but the new banlist is already here. Obviously, we have the 27 and it's always coming in the time space between the 20th and then the 30th at the latest, I think. Let's talk about some predictions before I click on it, because I have not seen this, honestly. What do I think? I think we have more hits purely for the fire stuff, if I am correct, even though I'm not quite sure what that would be, to be honest. I can also see hits for rescue ace, honestly, but this was something I predicted last list. Then I could see, maybe we will only see rescue ace hits, honestly. Maybe the fire stuff will be untouched, because if you now touch any more fire stuff, you will have to put something on the forbidden list, and I'm not sure whether they will do this. So I'm predicting rescue ace hits, that's for sure. I would not see why we would hit anything else, honestly, like branded or Telemans or Purrely or whatever, because it's just not that strong at the current moment. I'm thinking about what other fire hits we could see. Maybe we could see a Poplar to 1 or something. Poplar to 1 would definitely be a hard hit, I would say, or changing hit. This definitely does something to the deck. So if I had to predict, also rescue ace is for sure, but then let's say rescue ace and Poplar to 1, and let's check it out. We see Magispector Unicorn Kyrian from 0 to 3. We are probably getting the new Magispector support then in the next pack, question mark. If you're not aware, we have already some nice and very interesting leaks for the next pack. If you have not seen that, go check that out in the right top corner of the video here. But yeah, there's new Magispector support coming, and Kieran going from 0 to 3, this is definitely a telltale sign that we will get the new Magispector support. But obviously, I will talk about this when it's the time. We are going Kashtira Birth 2 to 3. Interesting. The Kashtira card's coming back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. I think if you get if you push all the Kashtira stuff back to being viable once again, then Kashtira could be once again a very strong deck. It's definitely not a weak deck, and in the right meta environment, it can always be strong. I guess we will never ever see Kashtira Fenrir coming back from the list. I think this is pretty safe to say. But yeah, Birth 2 to 3, I think this is fine and doesn't really push the deck into some absurd territory or something. Yatagarasu from 1 to 3, okay, I'm not quite sure. Seems to be quite long, honestly. Not quite sure what this is doing. I think you didn't play this at 1, you will not play this at 3, so no big difference here. Tellarknight Ptolemaeus 1 to 3. I'm not quite sure there was something with this card that I'm not aware of. Is it together with the Magispector cards? But let me know in the comments, maybe you know this, guys. I think the TCG did something in the same lines of Tellarknights, but I'm not 100% sure. And there's my alarm clock. But yeah, let me know if you know that. And then we have cards to be semi-limited. Bonfire from 3 to 2. Okay, I wasn't expecting this, to be honest, but they seem to be on the line of consistency hits for fire. Now that I see this, I honestly think we will see no more fire hits. I think this will be the only one, honestly. But remains to be seen here. I am obviously happy because I'm getting back an ultra rare crafting material stuff. That's quite nice. Yeah, Bonfire from 3 to 2. Okay, I think this is a nice hit. Hitting the consistency obviously makes the deck worse, but I would have loved to see just some of the core pieces go, like, I don't know, the Oak, for example, or maybe the Flame Birch Dragon. But yeah, we are hitting consistency. We are continuing with keeping the deck alive, I guess. So yeah, the Bonfire is here. I think this is the only thing for fire. We will see rescue ace hits, I think. This is long overdue. We have Zeus from 1 to 2. Oh, crazy. But I guess, would you ever play a double Zeus? You would only need a double Zeus if a lot of Kashtira Unicorns or some cards like Kashtira Unicorn are in the metagame, so it's interesting. But yeah, maybe this is also a telltale sign that we will get the Star Slayer, Ty-Phon Star Slayer. I guess we should get Ty-Phon Star Slayer in the next pack. I will obviously leak this when it has been leaked. But I would guess that we will get the Star Slayer next pack, not only because this, but this is somewhat irrelevant, I would say, because yeah, you will play this at 1, I guess. Still, you don't need 2 Zeuses. Rarely does this ever come up. Maybe in a really big XYZ deck, you might sometimes need or want 2 Zeuses, but very niche, I would say. Then we have, there it is, Rescue as Airlifter from 3 to 2. I think this is a not the hardest hit, honestly. I was expecting this guy to go to 1, honestly, and I think we will have this at 1 at some point. Or We'll have the emergency at 1, like it I think is in the OCG and TCG. Yeah, this is a hit for SQAs for sure, but a small one. But this is what you get with these ban lists that come out every month, right? They are doing these small ban lists with very small hits. And I think this is quite nice because then you can adjust the power level of a deck a bit, and then you can check for, okay, is it still bad? And then next month you can go ahead and do just a bit more, like here with the fire decks and having the bonfire now semi-limited. We have Purrely from the 3 to 2. This honestly does not really do anything. You can definitely, or could have definitely played 2 Purrely before. A lot of decks were only playing 2 Purrely. This is not a problem. You don't need Black Cat at 3. You also would not, I guess you rather want White Cat at 3. So having White Cat at 2 and Black Cat at 2 now leads to the problem that you have less normal summons that you can, for example, draw and then use. So in combination with the hit on the White Cat, this is obviously something, but honestly, you will still be able to play the game as you have played it before. It's just that the grind game or the long-term game might be a bit worse because once you have lost access to all your Black Cats, for example, you can shuffle them back once with the trap, or if you have more traps, then obviously more often, but then you will not be able to do this again. But how many turns do you need to win with Purrely? Normally not that many, honestly, so a very inconsequential hit. Cards to be limited, summon limit from 3 to 1. Okay, very interesting. Not quite sure if really a lot of decks were using this at 3, but we saw this in the, I think this is also a list that leans onto the Duelist Cup. We saw this in the Duelist Cup, where a lot of people were playing this at 3, obviously against the fire decks, very effective. Now that I think about it, if this came after the Duelist Cup 100 list, we might also see some Fire King hits. Maybe we see a Kirin hit or something, because a lot of people were playing Fire King, even though the Fire King engine is not the problem. The problem is the Snake Eye engine, but we might see high Avatar Kirin going from like maybe 3 to 2, but this also would not really matter. By the way, guys, if you like my videos, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell. This would help me out a lot. Thank you. Cards to be forbidden, Kaiser Colosseum from 1 to 0. Yeah, we have seen this in some lists here. I think you could also play this in the pure Fire King list. This is obviously nice. This is also nice. Konami just hitting the floodgates and making them less accessible is also it's nice. It's, you don't have this experience of playing a game and then your opponent flips this floodgate, and obviously because you don't side Duster or something, because you don't have a side deck, you just auto lose the game. You don't have this anymore with these limitations. So I'm a big fan of this. And yeah, I think with Kaiser Colosseum and Summon Limit gone, we now go to the next step of floodgates, which there are not that many left. We have cards like Deck Lockdown, but yeah, a lot of the floodgates now being either forbidden or at 1. I'm not quite sure if we needed to get Kaiser Colosseum forbidden. It's not that oppressive. Sky Striker could play it, obviously, but yeah, it's gone, and I guess Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the better for it. And then Catapult Turtle from 3 to 0. Okay, interesting. Is there any combination with the Centurion cards or something that I'm not aware of? Do you know this, guys? Why is this going to 0? I'm not quite sure. I guess we are getting some support card that would abuse this card. Catapult Turtle was always a problematic card. You contribute 1 monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the attributed monster's attack on the field. Always a bit tricky, this card, enabling some OTKs. Not quite sure what we are stopping here. Yeah, guys, if you know this, let me know in the comments. And these are the full changes. Okay, so as I predicted, very, very soft fire hits. Once again, we have a soft Rescue Ace hit, and then some other stuff here that is really a bit more inconsequential. So the only really consequential thing I would say is honestly the Summon Limit, the Bonfire, and then the Rescue Ace Airlift. And as I already said, I think we will get, and maybe this is a little hint, we will get the Star Slayer Ty-Phon in the next pack. This is long overdue. We have basically every card from Age of Overlord but Super Star Slayer Ty-Phon. If you're not aware of what this guy does, during the turn or turn after your opponent special summon 2 or more monsters from the extra deck, you can also XYZ summon this card by using 1 monster you control with the highest attack, your choice if tied. Transfer its materials to this card. If you do, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, and while this XYZ monster is on the field, and the player can activate the effects of monsters with 3k or more attack, and then once per turn you can detach raw material from this card, non-targeting. Return 1 monster from the field to the hand. So if your opponent, for example, makes a Zeus on his turn, you can make a Super Star Slayer on your turn. He cannot activate a Zeus because it has 3000 attack, and then you could just send the Zeus back to the extra deck. Or if your opponent has a Baron de Fleur that he had made, then you can use your Super Star Slayer Ty-Phon, just send the Baron de Fleur back to the extra deck. Star Slayer is a really nice card as it balances out the game more, giving you another cool option for basically every extra deck to to repair a game state that is not in your favor anymore, you could say. But I guess we are getting this card. This will be probably leaked by Dkayed within the next weeks, or we will see it soon, because the new pack should come when the Banlist drops. So we get the new packs on July the 10th, which the 10th is always the day where the new update comes, which would be a Wednesday. Yeah, makes sense. They always do it kind of in the middle of the week. Rarely is this ever on Monday or Friday, but sometimes it is. Yeah, this is the full change. I think it's a bit too soft, honestly. I would have liked more fireheads. I would also like this to go to 1. I would have liked something to be forbidden within the fire engine, the snacker engine. But yeah, it is what it is. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.